Virgo is about functionality, and it's striving for as close to perfection as we can get on this planet. But really, it just wants to head off problems, right? So it's like you were saying with the ability to correct someone's swing or something like that. It's like, think of how much trouble that person just, eased that person out of, right? By just that small correction. So I think just it's keeping the understanding that perfection doesn't exist on, as far as, in the human realm, but constantly striving to improve, right? And I think it's just a holistic understanding of the way things work, period, right? So it focuses on the details, but hopefully it's like when you get a wound, right, and you put antiseptic on it and it stings, right? And that's kind of like Virgo to me. It can sting a little, right? Because nobody likes to have flaws pointed out. No one likes to be corrected, right? So I guess the best form of Virgo would be the ability to perform its function, correcting and refining and improving things, while not insulting the person, not putting them off, not making them defensive, that kind of thing, so that the way that they correct things is very fluid and holistic also, I suppose. So I think I always think of Virgo as more of a process than a static thing.
I always think of it for some reason, in relationship to Leo, because of course Leo comes right before Virgo.
Yes.
And Leo is I think of this scene in my head of Leo throwing a big party. Mm-hmm. And they've got the expensive wine, and all their friends and their fan club show up. And then Virgo, which comes after Leo, Leo throws the big party. Virgo makes sure everybody has a safe ride home.
Yes.
And cleans up the messes.
Right.
And makes sure the bills are paid.
Right.
So
yeah, it's a necessary function, right?
Yeah.
But the problem, I always feel that the problem with when people are getting stuck in sort of like what people would call the less pleasant version of a sign is usually because other people aren't taking responsibility for that energy in themselves, right? So if one person it always falls to one person to be the one who makes sure everybody has a ride home and cleans up all the crap and cleans up the drunk messes and, da-da-da, then, that gets to be a real drag, right? So it's a process of we all have all 12 energies in us. So I think Virgo is a sign. See, Virgo's the last sign to be focused on the self. So Aries through Virgo are focused on different aspects of the self, and then Libra through Pisces, the self is turned to other matters. And so Virgo is really, it's really got every last detail that it has to pay attention to, right? And if details have been skipped by in the previous 5 signs, then more work falls to Virgo, right? And so it's like everyone has to sort of kind of keep on top of as much of that as they can, and then there isn't kind of that overload where someone's like the hypercritical, nitpicky person that you can't stand to be around because they're just, unbearably Virgoing.
Yeah, I think of it as like, Virgo always think about the body part that the sign rules.
Yes.
And so Virgo rules the intestines, which have to discern. Discernment is Virgo.
Yes.
Discern what is nutritious and supposed to stay with the body and what's supposed to be eliminated.
Exactly.
And if the other organs, like you eat food, if you're the digestive process starts with the saliva. And if anything is not functioning properly from there down to the intestines, then Virgo has to do all the work, or the intestines.
Exactly.
And so that's kind of like, if you're large, is it the large intestine or small, or both of the intestines that Virgo?
That I don't know if it's either or both.
But it's like in Chinese, the traditional Chinese medicine, where like somebody's liver, for instance, can be, I mean, this is the example that I recall specifically. If the liver's overactive and somebody's got liver problems, a lot of times it's not that there's a problem with the liver per se. It's that
something else isn't doing its job.
And then everything gets kicked over to the liver. And I
Right.
think of that with Virgo and how, so it's like in that Leo example with the Leo throwing the big party,
Yeah.
you know, if Leo or whoever didn't make plans to clean up the messes, or to at least keep the messes under, like, to keep the party to a, you know, low to moderate roar.
Right.
Then when Virgo shows up at 2 a.m. to clean everything
like
up,
a nightmare.
yeah, it's going to be way, you know, over exaggerated.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think the same thing happens with Scorpio, actually. That's another sign that has a bad rap, but it's like plutonic awareness, right? So it's like the people who are actually aware of kind of the dirty dealings that are going on underneath everything, they have like a way too big of a heaping plateful of that stuff when sort of the broader collective chooses to not look at that at all. So, you know, it's similar as to whether you're talking about peak oil or, you know, corruption in the mortgage industry or, you know,